Hi, so welcome to Monza. I'm here in the Hotel de la Ville, which is very close to the actual circuit in Monza. We stay here every year and we get a warm welcome from the hotel staff. They know us very well and vice versa. I've just finished doing an interview with MTV3, one of the news channels, and I thought I'd share some of what I said to them with you because I thought it was just an interesting topic that we spoke about. And again, it goes a little bit behind the scenes of Formula One, and Murphy was asking me some questions about kind of like how we cope with being away so much and spending so much time away from home. And I think, to be perfectly honest, one of the important things to realise, and what people don't really see so much on TV, you see the glitz, the glamour, you see the race, you see us at the track, but there's another side to this world, and that's the husbands, wives, partners, families that are at home. And when we talk about doing 5 races in 6 weeks like we did before the summer break, the mechanics, the catering staff, they're away for a good 6 to 7 weeks. We had a test after the last race in Hungary which extended that period by a little bit, and I think on the flip side of that you've got a wife, a husband, a family and kids at home that don't see their other half for that period of time. And it takes a lot of understanding, a lot of patience, a lot of support to enable us to really exist, have a life, and make things work while we're doing this sort of travel. We're away 220 to 260 days a year, and I think it's no kind of like surprise that there's a lot of relationship problems in Formula One because people aren't at home. And it's tough on the families, on the other halves. My situation's a little bit different. I'm quite lucky in the fact that my girlfriend Taya, we've been together 10 years, and she's a hotel consultant, and she initially was based in Dubai, Singapore. She worked for some of the big hotel consultancies, and because of what I do, she decided to set up her own consultancy, which really was to enable us to be able to travel together. So it's hard work setting up your own business. She worked really hard to do that, but it enabled us to travel together to a lot of the races, and she's now built up a very successful business, and she has clients in Europe, in the Middle East, Asia. So she tries to base her travel around mine. She tries to meet up with the Middle Eastern clients when I'm in Bahrain, or if we're traveling somewhere through Dubai, or if we're in Singapore, etc. She has clients there that she'll try and meet to try and make sure the schedules kind of work somewhere. And to be perfectly honest, without her having set up that business, we wouldn't really be able to have a life together, because unless a life together is a life apart, if you like. So number one, head off to Taya, because like I say, without her really setting this up and supporting me the way she has, I wouldn't be able to do this and have a life with her. So it's I think an important topic, and again, like I say, people don't really realise that sort of thing's going on in the background. For me, I'm an expert in staying in hotels. I, like I say, stay in hotels 220 to 260 days a year. And because of her work, she got me a speaking gig at one of the big hotel conferences, AHIC, after China this year. And it gave me an opportunity to actually see some of her work. And it's quite interesting meeting people like the operators and the hotel owners, and talking to them about the innovations coming through in the hotel world, which happens a lot slower, I have to say, than innovations in the Formula One world. But like I say, it was quite an eye-opening event, and for me it's the first time I've really seen in depth her in her work. So like I say, it was a really nice opportunity to see things a little bit from the other way round. The other thing we spoke about, which I've mentioned a little bit before on the website, is just how we cope with sort of doing these back-to-back races, 5 races in 6 weeks. And like I said probably before in one of my videos, it's all just about recovery. We're at the time of the season now where we've got 7 races left. This is the last race in Europe. We start for Singapore in a week's time, and at this time of year the training really tapers down. It's just maintenance work, and we really ramp up the recovery, and it's active recovery. So in between the races in Europe, in the sort of pre-summer break time, we do a lot of recovery-based training. What I mean by this, for example, we've got a couple of electric bikes. Kimmy's got these 2 really cool electric trail bikes, and what it allows us to do is to just set the bikes up where we do have some assistance, so we can still do the same routes, we can do sort of more challenging routes, but we can do it in a recovery way because we've got assistance with the bike. The other plus is it means I can keep up with them going up the hill, so it's for me a massive plus. But it's like I say, that's the sort of stuff that we're doing at the minute. It's a lot of the treatment work, it's a lot of the recovery work in terms of the easier form of training. We focus a lot on the nutrition side, boosting the immune system, because if you've got these races stacked up back to back, you can't afford to get sick. If you're sick for a couple of races, it really can have a massive effect in a negative way on what you're doing. And obviously Kimi got 5 podiums in the 6 races before the summer break, so it was a very successful period. He drove really well, was super consistent, and the program we set up worked well. He stuck to it, and we now have again back-to-backs coming up. So it's like I say, it's a challenging time of year. It's something we focus on quite a lot. But again, like I say, this really was just to give you a little bit of a inkling into some of these other topics that I speak about sometimes on TV, but I thought I'd share with you. That's all I'm going to say. So hopefully we get a bit of better weather tomorrow in Monza, and I think Sunday's looking very good for the race, but it would be nice to have a dry qualifying. It caught us out a little bit in Belgium, the rain. But I'll probably speak to you again from Singapore. Anyway, enjoy the race.